What makes a universe elegant? We do. And tonight we're joined by the most elegant girl in the universe. It's Susie J.
Today I have random warnings, new laws,
All right.
and a mummified monk.
Cool.
Plus, the biggest brain in the universe, Hayley.
He's only saying that because I'm wearing my glasses today.
Yes.
But today I, of course, have more horoscopes.
Yep.
And I'm launching a new segment.
Cool. Can't wait for that. And of course, your host with the most, he's just got a little badge for elegance. It's Peter G.
Yes, welcome to the show, everyone. Before we start the show, though,
Yes.
I had to do kid pickup today.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you know, kid pickup, pretty
Yeah.
hectic.
Uh-huh.
But I've got a proper...
You're a wonderful mother.
yeah, I am. Got the soccer van and all. Anyway, I've got a couple of problems. Why do people, when they drive, cut you off and then drive as slow as humanly
I
possible?
know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
like they're in a hurry. You think, okay, I'll let you in because obviously you've got somewhere. See, there's a train going past. Anyway, you got somewhere to be. You know, they're going as fast as possible, but then they cut you off, and then all of a sudden they're 10 below the speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
Drives
that.
you
I
mental.
hate that.
But on a side note,
On a side note.
as I was picking up the kids, I noticed that there were these teenagers because the school's near a high school. And these teenagers, you know how you get a glimpse of a conversation as you drive
Yeah,
past?
yeah.
Yeah.
This conversation, I got one of these kids goes, "Oh, I love it when I bail."
Huh?
Now, bail, for what people, you know, listeners might not know, bail normally means you've committed a crime and you have to get out of there.
You're on the run.
Or it could mean Shane tried to, you know, be the devil's advocate and go, no, what if they just said bail from class?
Yeah.
No.
End of day.
No
You don't
way.
reckon?
Nah.
Did they look like
There's
criminals?
everywhere.
Yeah.
They were
yeah.
standing there with untucked shirts.
Yes, they were.
Shoes weren't shown.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Speaking of criminals, we've also got Frankie Hamster back on the show with a conspiracy theory. And today's conspiracy theory, I must warn you, is a real one. Plus, our special guest, Sean Bedlam, joins us, one of Melbourne's top comedians, a friend of ours, a friend of a friend of ours. We know a guy who knows a guy who knew this guy, who had an uncle who knew this guy. We'll be back after this.
Two men on the run for their lives, escapees from the maximum security installation for the criminally insane entertainer, running, hiding with nothing more than their wits.
And our incredibly good looks.
They flee to create the most talked about radio show on this station, The Elegant Universe. Their names, Peter Gagliardi and Shane Hill, criminal masterminds of the highest order. Hear them on 94.1 before they get caught again.
Science fact number 1047. The average human body contains enough bones to make an entire skeleton. Welcome back to the Elegant Universe. Let's have a horoscope.
Okay, so Aquarius. This week you will do your child's first grade English test and fail. The principal bans you from the school and makes you write, "I will not do my child's homework 100 times.
That's hilarious. That would be about right, though, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Susie, you've got news.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I've got some random warnings.
Random warnings?
Random warnings.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Look out behind you.
thi-
Random warning.
Yeah.
And
I
probably
went to the
unnecessary.
library. No, I went to the library and I said, "Have you got any books on conspiracy theories?" And she went, "They're right behind you."
Oh, no. Yeah, go on, Susie.
Okay.
Susie.
Warning.
Yeah.
May cause drowsiness.
All right.
Yeah.
For night or sleep aid.
Oh, my God.
Do not spray in eyes. What do you
I
think
had-
this was attached to?
I had is it a deodorant?
No.
Okay, because I have short story.
Pfizer.
Quick tangent.
Windex.
I had a friend it was like year 7, so we were kids, but this guy thought he was really tough. And then he didn't come to school one day, and we found out from his little sister it was because he'd sprayed his lynx in his eye that morning, and it had all like swollen up, and he'd been crying.
Why did he spray it in his eyes?
Because the angle that he was
smell
going, because you know how like
Oh, okay.
guys can never just use a simple roll-on; they have to use
Really?
their lynx and hold it like 2 meters from their body.
Yeah.
And so obviously it's hard to aim from that far away when you're being all cool
Well,
putting on your
girls
deodorant.
can't
It's
use-
because of all these ads that build
Yeah.
unrealistic expectations
Expectations.
on how to put deodorant on. You know,
Yeah, and talk
us
about
men have it hard. You just don't know
Yeah,
the struggle.
I mean, look how easy you girls have it. We've got to get up
Yeah.
in
What
the
do you
morning,
mean?
shave,
Yeah.
get dressed, scrape all the hair from the night before off our face, clean our teeth,
Yeah.
look good, otherwise, and put on the suit
Yeah,
and do
check
the whole
your
thing.
privilege,
What do you
alright?
do? You
You
get
know
up,
what?
you cook
Privilege.
our breakfast, and that's the end of your day.
Oh.
just leave him.
Oh, look at them. They're having a good time,
I
aren't
know,
they? Aren't
I know.
they?
At our
It's so
expense,
funny
of
because
course.
there was a warning, a random warning that I
Yeah.
wrote. Well, that's not even funny, but now that we've talked about this,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was only use underarms, and it was for deodorant.
So funny.
Like,
Wow.
Who-
So
Where else
which-
are you going to use it?
Wait, hang on.
I don't know.
The thing is here, what's happened is someone has used it not under their arms
And complain.
and complained.
Do you know what?
Or
I
when
reckon
it's-
around the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Well,
Yeah.
if you think about it logically, and I'm kind of afraid to be going here,
Yeah.
but
But let's.
under your arms is not the only place that sweat.
This is true.
Really?
You're not going to
But you-
spray it in that area. You surely you got enough
Obviously-
self-respect.
I mean, I might
Obviously
put some
someone
perfume
did.
down there,
Yeah,
but
some person at some point in time
Yeah,
would have
has
gone,
done
I
it.
must be able to fix this somehow.
And it's-
Deodorant, of course.
Yeah, and it's burnt.
and then they've
And
tried
believe
to sue
me,
and
it
said,
burns.
What? No! What am I hearing?
maybe you should go on with your
Okay,
warnings.
okay.
Next random
Yeah,
warning.
go on.
Wearing of this garment does not enable you to fly.
It's a cape.
The
Totally a
Superman
cape.
It's the
suit.
child-sized Superman costume.
Superman
Wow.
Because I did that.
What?
As
I
an
got
adult,
one,
or-
I was maybe 5 or 6. I got
Yeah.
mum's boots and I put them on, and
So you've been dressing in your mum's clothes since you were 5?
the tablecloth.
Yeah.
I was trying to be Mighty Mouse.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember Mighty Mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, climbed up on the roof of the garage,
Yeah.
and
So now we have to
Did
have
not
all these
fly.
unnecessary warnings on our packaging to
Yes.
deal with people like,
Like
you.
you.
yes.
It's funny because when I read the Superman one, I actually pictured you, Peter, still trying to do it as an adult.
What I
standing
don't
on your
get is
roof.
that in what magazine, comic book, whatever, do they ever say that the superpower was in the cape?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's just
Yeah.
like the
Well,
common
what's-
denominator between the superheroes,
on
though.
the on a lot of
Educated guessing.
on a lot of TV shows, there's always that. Do not try this at home.
Yeah.
These are trained professionals.
Yep.
They should have that on comics.
Oh my god.
No, don't start them because then everything will have all these labels on it.
Yes.
And we won't
Yeah.
even be able to see what they are for all the small print.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
true,
only thing
true.
small print is good for is sitting back on the couch and looking and seeing if you need to update your prescription for your eyes.
Ah,
That's
Yeah.
all I use
Okay.
it for.
Or
Yeah.
freaking people out.
yeah.
You know how you get the little fine print going.
Yeah. 6 months after this contract,
Yeah.
you will. Next one.
Warning, may cause cancer
Mm.
in California.
What?
Only in California.
What?
In California?
But do you want to
the
know what
state-
it was for?
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Go on.
Roller hose.
What the hell?
What?
What's a roller hose?
Like, you know how you can roll your hoses up?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No.
How
How do
does
you
it...
get-
May
How-
cause, but don't you even think it's not just about the cancer, but about the fact it's only in California?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are they making their hoses out of?
Obviously
Uranium.
not. Obviously not hose.
Yeah, that's weird.
Instructions.
Yeah.
Open packet, eat nuts. American airline peanuts.
Airline peanuts.
Wow.
I've heard that one before.
And they probably have to have them in 20 different languages as well.
Yeah.
Probably.
yeah.
Who's not going to open the packet before they try and eat them?
I tell you who.
That
That daughter of the Asian airline who's been sent to jail because she was
Yeah.
handed the macadamia.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wanted to open the packet.
Yeah.
Okay, caution. Ice cream is cold.
Uh-huh.
Hagen ice cream.
Wow.
Target ice cream.
You could be a
Warning.
winner.
Warning.
No purchase necessary.
Okay.
Details inside.
Reader's Digest.
Ah, details inside.
Fritos.
Every single chocolate bar on the planet.
No need to purchase.
That's it. You get that letter from Reader's Digest. So you're already a winner.
Or that imaginary lotto that you
Yeah.
entered
$1 million
into that you
one?
forgot. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
always forgot.
Yeah.
From that Nigerian princess.
Yeah. Go on.
Made in America.
Mm-hmm.
Parts from Japan. Assembled in Mexico. Fender guitar.
Oh.
What?
Warning.
Yeah.
Contents under pressure.
Yeah.
Cap may blow off, causing eye or other serious injury. Point away from face and people.
Wow.
Canada Dry Club Soda.
Uh,
That's a dangerous
Like
drink.
it's going to blow your head off.
I was on when I was in the car and we're driving into Canada, there was a huge sign, a billboard that said "Drink Canada Dry." So I'll try anything once. It'll take me some time, but I reckon I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
next.
I'm with you, we could.
Anyway.
True.
Warning, if an amount considerably larger than being used is
Yeah.
swallowed,
Yep.
seek professional assistance or contact a poison control centre immediately. Dual
Toothpaste.
action mouthwash.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking about, like, when I use Listerine, I always freak out that I'm about to accidentally kill myself.
But really, are you going to but I don't understand the bit where it says, if an amount considerably larger than being used is swallowed.
Like you
what is that?
accidentally swallow the whole
Like-
thing.
Well, I guess because you're supposed to use, like, I don't know, I
The
use
cap.
the lid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you just pour, like, a little bit into the lid.
But have
Whereas
you
if you were to, like, skull it or something, then that's probably enough to
Yeah,
harm you.
80% alcohol or something, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it's
Listerine.
the best on a Saturday night.
And you smell so nice.
Oh, no.
afterwards. Okay, off time for a break. You're listening to The Elegant Universe. Don't forget to go to the Facebook page. Make sure you type in radio show at the end of it, and you'll find us. There are podcasts of previous shows, all funny or great, previous guests and so forth. We'll be back after this.
Righty-ho, everyone. This is the Mr. Obvious Show. I'm your host, Mr. Obvious. As always, I'm here to help you, the listener, with your problems, big or small. Let's go right to the old telephones. Hello, Mr. Obvious.
Is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Uh-huh.
Let me just start by saying I really love your show, Mr. Obvious.
Well, that's just grand, and thank you for calling, sir. I appreciate it.
No, wait, Mr. Obvious?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a problem I wanted to talk to you about.
Of course, that's why I'm here, caller. Go ahead with your question.
Well, for several years now, my wife and I have been saving our money because we wanted to build a deck right off our living room there on the back of the house.
Oh, that is lovely. Nothing like a nice deck.
Oh, yeah, well, we've been skipping and saving. Finally saved enough so that we could afford to have that deck.
Wow, my congratulations to you, caller, once again. And I appreciate
thanks,
the
but
phone.
No, here's the problem. Even though I'm pretty handy, I figured it's too big a job for me, so... I took your advice, Mr. Obvious. Always call a professional.
Mm-hmm.
So I called some local contractors and had them come out and give me some estimates.
Oh, estimates. That's always a very good idea. One of my Mr. Obvious rules to live by.
I thought so, Mr. Obvious. Well, we picked a guy to do the work, and he really seemed to know his stuff, and he promised to get started right away.
Sounds like a self-starter, a real go-getter.
Well, sure, that's what I thought, but now I'm not so sure. I think we may have made a mistake.
Well, why is that, caller? What makes you say that?
Well, it's been several weeks now, and we still don't have a deck.
I'm
beginning to think this guy is incompetent.
Well, now, caller, have you talked to your contractor about your feeling?
Well, I tried to. I came home early the other day, talked to him, and his truck was in the driveway, but I couldn't find him anywhere. And finally, I went inside, and that's when I heard some noises coming from the bedroom.
The bedroom? That seems like an odd place to be working on your decks in the...
Well, yeah, that's what I thought, Mr. Obvious. So,
yeah.
Well, I went upstairs, and there was the contractor, all right, and he was, he was naked.
Oh, my goodness. Not even wearing safety goggles, huh? Now, that sounds dangerous.
Well, yeah, Mr. Obvious, and here's the weird part. He was laying on top of my wife.
Uh-oh. Now, was she naked, too?
Naked as a jaybird, Mr. Obvious. And as you can imagine, I got pretty mad.
Certainly, yeah.
Well, I mean, since he was so far behind schedule already, I asked him what the heck was going on.
Well, you know, caller, you're certainly within your rights, seeing how he works for you. Caller, is he being paid hourly or by the job?
By the job.
Oh, no, that's fortunate for you. That way you don't pay while he plays, of course. That's one of those Mr. Obvious rules to live by.
I give that a right on, Mr. Obvious. Anyway, Mr. Obvious, my contractor explains that he's lost his tape measure, and he's trying to find out how tall my wife is so he can have her lay down beside the boards that he's going to cut.
Really? Did you ask why they were naked at all? Did that come up, or?
Jeez, Mr. Obvious, I figured you'd know this. You can't get an accurate reading off somebody's height when they're wearing clothes. Even I know that.
I'm sorry?
Maybe it's their weight. Anyway, whatever. Well, the more I think about it, the madder I get. I feel like I should fire the guy.
Well, I can certainly see that. That would be within your rights.
And then just last week, I found him naked on top of my sister when he lost his plumb bob.
I see. That is unfortunate, Colin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what kind of contractor is that careless with his tools? I mean, if he keeps losing them, I may never get my deck finished.
Now, caller, I don't want to get too personal, but I'm afraid what's happening here is that your contractor, now follow me on this, your contractor
right?
is having an illicit affair.
Ooh, an affair? Like sex? Mm-hmm. You know, when he's married, he's having sex with somebody else?
I think so.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's with your wife, caller, and evidently with your sister, too.
What? So these stories about him losing his tape measure and his plumb bob, Mr. Obvious, you think he just made those up?
Well, that'd be my guess, caller.
I never made the connection. But what you're saying is he may still be a good contractor.
Well, actually, I guess he could be.
So, Mr. Obvious, you're saying maybe I was being a little hasty. Boy, is my face red. Mm-hmm. I feel like a real schmo.
Now, caller, don't be so hard on yourself. That sort of thing happens when we jump to conclusions without having all the facts.
Mr. Obvious, you're a lifesaver.
That's nice of you to say, and thanks for calling. Well, join us next time on the Mr. Obvious Show.
Bravo. 3WBC 94.1 FM. Shane,
I have another science fact for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, science fact 172.
Okay.
If you took your intestines
Yeah.
and stretched them out as far as they would go,
Yeah.
you'd be dead.
How do you know this? It's amazing.
See, most good science books
Amazing
will
this
give you
science
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely amazing.
Who would have worked that out?
Speaking of science, let's have a horoscope.
Yes, okay, so Pisces. This week, you will still be stuck at the bottom of the cliff. You have resolved to amputate your broken leg.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, there's no sign of help, but a documentary crew seems to be setting up.
This is getting like a soap opera.
Yeah.
I love the way you're connecting them.
Yeah.
Is this you or the stars?
It's the stars, of
Obviously.
course.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
It's
Yeah,
Kaylee
I'm
horoscope.
just in such a good relationship with the stars that they give me heaps of detail, unlike all those other ones that just kind of say, luck will find
Well,
you.
you are our pixie psychic,
Yes.
so we'll be testing that a little bit later on today as well.
Okay,
Again.
hopefully I keep my credentials.
Yes. Well, you've been doing really well so far. I
Mm.
mean, you pretty well surprised me, and I deal in this stuff all the time. And Susie,
Do not use as an ice cream topping.
There's a lot
chili,
of things.
chili,
No.
No, you could
plastic,
do that.
What?
wax,
PVA glue.
Hair colouring.
hair colouring.
Ooh.
No, that makes
That's-
sense. That makes sense.
But there are so many
I don't know.
there are so many other things that you could warn that look like ice cream topping, but obviously aren't.
No,
I knew a guy who used to put curry on his ice cream.
Yeah.
Wow. I used to put oh no, this wasn't intentional. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I was a bit of a smart aleck.
Yeah.
And instead of saying please, I would say peas.
Oh, yeah.
And so I asked for ice cream peas, and I got frozen peas in my ice cream.
That's hilarious.
Which for some reason I actually quite liked, and so I
Really?
took to putting frozen peas in my ice cream for a little bit. Not very long.
That's
but
crazy.
I think it was more just trying to be like, I was right anyway. I'll have peas in my ice cream.
I'll endure this suffering. I'm better than that. Yeah,
Exactly.
come on.
Warning.
Yeah.
Do not smoke until hair is dry.
What?
What?
Herbal essence, Max Hold hairspray.
Oh,
Are they saying don't smoke
'Cause
the
it's
hairspray or
flammable.
don't smoke
Yeah,
Flammable.
flammable. Wow.
until hair is
Oh,
dry? Do not attempt to stop chain with hands.
Chainsaw?
Yes.
Oh.
Who would even do that?
Yeah.
Did you see the guy who goes, "Oh no, I've got a better way to cut my bushes"? He gets the chainsaw, and it's a wire one. You know how you can plug them into the wall, and
Yeah.
Yep.
and he gets it, and he swings it around over his head by the wire,
Yeah.
and he's cutting the hedge with it.
Oh my god.
Right, and you might discredit him, but his other hedge in the background is immaculate.
Okay.
So you've got to question whether or not he's swinging this chainsaw. There's no control.
Yeah.
But his other hedge is
Yeah,
like perfect.
okay. How do you know that the perfect hedge wasn't
Yeah.
done professionally before?
Or it's his neighbour's.
Yeah, and he's just showing off.
Yeah, I know, but nobody. He didn't say, "Oh, look at my other hedge. Look what I've done." You just look
Yeah.
at it and you go, "Oh, okay."
As we said, do not attempt these
No,
stunts at
do
home.
not.
No.
No.
This bag contains forest products.
Forest product.
A forest bag?
Yeah, pretty much pine bark mulch.
Pine bark.
Well, that's
What else is going to be
obvious. You'd be
City
worried if
products?
it didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of bodies buried in the
in it?
forest.
Oh no!
Hence the expression blood and bone,
Oh no!
which a lot of people put on their gardens.
Go on.
Do not attempt to remove blade while lawnmower is running or plugged into an outlet. Basically.
Yeah.
A lawnmower.
Lawn-
Obvious.
Lawnmower.
Enough said.
Directions. So this is on the directions
Yeah.
of something.
Yep.
Final step. Pull up underwear.
Huh?
It's sex doll.
Oh no!
After you finish, pull up your underwear.
A tampon?
Yes, a tampon
Oh, what?
packaging.
Who's going to
Tampon
forget
packaging.
that?
I don't
Oh,
know.
well, no, I have no idea. No. Go
Yeah,
on.
come on, Shane. Give us
No,
some
no,
insight
no,
into
no.
that.
I've said too much already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do not attempt to drive under, over, or through this truck. If you should choose to ignore this warning, good luck and have fun. Do not pass on right side.
Wow. Well, that's because of all the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it?
It
What's,
was on the rear of a big rig in San Francisco. It's
Okay.
probably a sticker.
Yeah.
These earplugs are non-toxic but may interfere with breathing if caught in windpipe.
Because they look like lollies?
Oh, do they?
Maybe.
Yeah, they're tiny. The ones you crush up and you can put them in your
They
ear.
kind of look. You know how you get mini marshmallows, and they
Yeah,
personally
yeah.
offend me, but you get them in different colors other than white and pink.
They personally offend you.
I can only have
who's racist now?
no white and pink
I'm not
marshmallows
eating
are the
the
correct
green
marshmallows,
ones. Yeah.
and my mum currently buys like the multicolor pack, and
Yeah.
so whenever I'm making a Milo, I have to sift through the bag to avoid all the yellow and orange.
Oh, no.
They're just wrong.
So you're like the racist.
I will admit
marshmallow
to being
person.
racist about marshmallows. Anyway, and if you get the pink ones in
Yeah.
the mini size, it
Yeah.
would look like earplugs.
Yes.
Oh,
I
do
wonder
they?
if they would work as earplugs.
Probably.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah, you
they
can
probably
squish
would.
them up,
Probably
twist
wouldn't
them
be
in.
able to get them back out ever because they'd be all squishy.
Wake up in the morning, pull it out, eat it.
If,
Yeah.
if they
Right.
melt in your
Earwax.
mouth, they're going to melt in your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ugh.
definitely.
Next
All right,
one.
one more.
One more.
Do not ingest.
As in eat.
Anything?
Brick.
Lava.
It's on the brick.
Lava lamp. How did you know
Oh,
that?
that was
wow.
just a pure yes.
Rubbish.
It's like another psychic thing. Have you got a psychic test for us today?
Yes,
Shane?
I have. Yes, I
Wow.
have.
Oh, good.
Before we go to the break, I might introduce my new segment.
Go on.
Let's
Okay,
hear
so
it.
my new segment is On This Day.
On this day.
On this day, today is February the 6th.
Yep.
On this day in 1928, Anastasia, as in the daughter of the last Tsar of Russia,
Yeah.
supposedly visited America 10 years after she was executed.
Supposedly.
After the break, I will give you all the details.
Cool.
We'll be back after this.
Well, I'm not a crook.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
To fully appreciate tonight's telecast of the Dark Star Effect, unlicensed doctors recommend throwing yourself violently against the nearest brick wall. This should result in the level of brain damage required to be one of our listeners. Any more brain damage, and you would be one of our presenters.
You see, now before the break, I announced my new segment, On This Day. As on this day, February 6th, in the year 1928, a woman claiming to be Anastasia, as in the last remaining daughter of the previously executed Tsar of Russia,
Yeah.
Tsar Nicholas II, visited New York and was treated like royalty.
Ah.
Now, the reason this is so strange
Yeah.
is because nobody could prove whether or not she actually was Anastasia.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you a little bit of background on the story because your Russian history may not be as good as my very quickly investigated Russian history.
Yep.
So, in 1918, or 1917 actually, there was the February Revolution in Russia, which got rid of the Tsar system. And so they dethroned Nicholas II and, like, banished the whole family.
Poor Nicholas.
Poor Nick.
Yeah, go on.
And a year later, I know, poor Nick. A year later, the Russian authorities claimed to have executed Nicholas.
Yeah.
But then later on,
God, he must have really
I
done.
know.
I told you to put the milk away. Yeah, go on.
But then later on, they actually revealed that they executed the whole family.
Oh, fantastic.
So this was about 4 daughters and a son.
So
Oh,
times
my-
haven't changed.
And
my
the
kind of
mother and the
people.
father.
Go on.
But there were rumors
Yeah.
that Anastasia, the youngest daughter, had actually escaped.
Right.
Ah.
There is no knowing where these rumors came from, but they were very strong.
Yep.
And so in the following years, many people claimed to be Anastasia,
Yeah.
probably because there was a great family fortune with no one for it to go to.
Yep.
But the reason, the history of this Anastasia
Yeah.
that visited New York, who
Yeah.
went around with the name Anna Anderson,
Yeah.
is that in 1920, so 2 years after the family were executed, she was a suicidal woman that was dragged from a canal in Berlin.
Ah.
Right.
Okay? Nobody knew who she was.
Yep.
She was committed to Doldorf Asylum
Yep.
until 2 years later she claimed that she was actually Anastasia.
Yep.
Right.
If she has a history of mental illness, it wouldn't be surprising if it actually was her, if she'd escaped all these...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had scars on her body as if she had escaped from the soldiers
Yeah,
who had
yeah.
executed her family. They were testing her, and her languages weren't as good, so her Russian obviously was fine, but her French and her English weren't as good as the young Anastasia as a child had
was
been.
meant to be, yeah.
But then, would that be a result of her trauma or of her
Yeah.
mental illness?
Yeah, yeah.
So she gained supporters, especially from those who still believed in the Tsars and wanted the movement to come back.
Yep.
And so she went to America on this day and was treated like royalty. However, there was still no proof as to whether or not she was actually the Anastasia.
Yep.
It sounds
And-
like Game of Thrones. Like Khaleesi goes across the sea to escape execution. And
Yeah.
did she have dragons by any chance? Because that
Well,
would be
no. She went overseas supposedly to get jaw surgery because her jaw was still broken from
Oh.
these soldiers.
Yeah.
But a Polish authority came forward
Yeah.
and said that she was actually, now I've lost the name, actually another Polish girl who was a factory worker and had been in an explosion at the factory, and that was how she received the scars.
Oh.
But Anna still continued forward with her fight for recognition,
Yeah.
was never approved of from any court cases, so never actually got the income.
Yeah.
But movies were made about her. She married a historian and then passed away in 1984.
Oh.
Yep.
Still without
recent.
recognition, but as a legend.
Yep.
Since then, we have developed enough technology to be able to do DNA evidence.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, in the 90s, Russian investigators found the burial site of the family.
Yep.
They dug up the bones, and there was a few skulls, but they had to test whose was whose. So they got DNA evidence from Prince Philip, who is a descendant of this family,
Yep.
compared it to that of the skulls, and found that the skulls of one daughter and the son were missing.
Yeah, right.
So there is a chance that the son escaped and a daughter, which could have been Anastasia.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Another unsolved mystery.
But it has been solved.
Okay.
So
Since.
Go on.
So, DNA evidence was then taken from the skull of Anna
yep.
a few years later.
Yeah.
It did not match those of the royal family.
You're a liar, Anna.
And in
However-
fact, it matched the DNA of the family that the Polish investigator said she belonged to.
Oh.
So she was probably just a warehouse worker who got
Yeah.
famous claiming she was
She
Anastasia.
did well then.
She
Very
did.
well.
She was treated like royalty on this day in 1928, and
Yeah,
she had
cool.
just been a factory worker.
Cool. Did you girls have dolls as kids?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Did you have one of those dolls and you pull the string and it talks?
That was a
No,
bit scary.
I had a Rapunzel doll where you could pull her hair out to make it longer.
I had
Okay,
Cabbage
yeah.
Patch doll.
Okay.
I was never allowed a Cabbage Patch Kid.
So, but did your dolls talk to you in your imagination?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
You know the type of thing I'm talking about, though. Dolls
yeah.
that talk. They have voice.
Yep.
Buzz Lightyear and Woody. You put it, which are both names of other toys as well, Woody and Buzz.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway, there's a new doll out called My Friend Carly that talks. Now, what it does, it's got a Wi-Fi connection. It connects to the internet.
Yep.
That's what makes My Friend Carly unique.
Yeah.
It can give you geographical information. It can update you on what the latest stars are doing, all that sort of stuff. Well, anyway, Carly's been hacked.
Yep.
My
What?
Oh, no.
friend Carly has been hacked.
Oh, no.
People are getting on the internet now, into the Wi-Fi and making the Carly dolls give little kids lines from 50 Shades of Grey,
Yep.
from porn movies and all other kinds of stuff. So your dolls, they're
Wow.
like, take me, big boy, things like that.
Yeah.
The sickness that some people
So
get
are they
up to.
And so Shane's about to go out and buy one of the dolls.
My favourite one is that they got one of those dolls, they hijacked it, and then they turned her into Patty's time of month doll or something like that. And she goes, "It's water weight, you bastard." Anyway, it's funny because it's just all puns about you know that particular
PMS. Yeah.
Speaking of dolls, I was just reading today that they're now bringing out, you know how the Barbie dolls are supposedly the perfect woman, like the
Right.
perfect
Oh, yeah.
doll,
And
perfect
completely
About the
unrealistic.
airline hostess.
the what?
No, go on. Go on.
Perfect
Go on.
waist, perfect everything.
Yeah.
So now what they're going to do is start bringing out dolls that have attachments with them.
Yeah.
So you can now give your dolls acne, stretch marks.
Like a Barbie doll with stretch marks and acne.
Yep.
Now, these are attachments for your Barbie doll.
Yeah, so you get an extra. It's like a bag of
Yeah,
extras that come with your doll.
So you buy a beautiful doll and get to make her ugly like
Yeah.
you.
What? No,
That is great.
It's about making it more
I'm glad
real.
you said that. I didn't want to say that.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
why do they have to come as attachments? Because then you've got to pick out, like, oh yeah, I had acne, I better put that on. Oh, I didn't really have cellulite, I'll leave
Wouldn't
that
you-
out. Like,
Yeah, why
That's
don't
what
they
I
give her
mean.
like a gym set and all this sort of thing? You know, my
Barbies have got everything.
My Barbie's
Yeah, I
like
think
Wonder
they're
Woman.
out.
Instead, let's lower the expectation of what I should be. Stretch marks. That's what I should get.
It's
Yeah,
more
I-
realistic. 90% of women have stretch marks throughout their life.
I think it's disgusting because you're you're getting little girls to live up to an ideal that most people find really good, and now you're ruining by giving it stretch marks and acne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want to escape
What
reality.
way is that for a little girl to grow up? I ask you.
yeah,
I
okay.
ask you.
Let's
Yeah.
not leave
We don't
Shane in
want
charge of
girls
how little
growing
girls grow up.
Growing up in reality? No.
Okay. Susie, you've got news.
Well, actually, talking about people coming back and all of that, what we've
From
just
the
been
dead.
talking
Anastasia,
about.
yes.
Anastasia. So a mummified monk
Yeah.
has been found preserved in Mongolia last week, and senior Buddhists say that it was actually in a deep meditative trance
Yep.
and
Wow.
not dead.
For how long?
He's been there a
Since
long, long
1927.
time.
He's mummified.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
But
he's,
no, he's not dead.
No.
he's still
he's
in lotus
resting.
position.
Lotus, he is. He's,
He's
in
still in
lotus,
lotus
This monk
position.
is dead. This monk is no more. He's pushing up daisies.
No.
When I bought this monk, you said it wasn't nailed to the perch.
No, he just can't come out of his trance. That's what they're saying. He's
in
so
a
deep.
What
that,
deep
a
meditative-
load of-
Yeah, because
Wow.
because in his
Yeah.
students, he was a teacher. His students actually,
Yeah.
he said to his students,
Yep.
I'm going
think
out the back for a
I'm
rest.
going
Back in a minute. Don't disturb me.
No
and
matter
he's still
what.
sitting in that position.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is the lotus
Yep.
position.
Now I'm going to be scared next time I meditate that I won't wake up for another 2,000 years and everyone will have like weird ears and purple skin and...
Your family's gone.
But
your
he
friends
still
are
looks
gone.
very well preserved. Have you seen the photo of
Yeah.
him? He
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
He
Yeah,
still
as
looks-
well
the
preserved
photo
as
is
a
of a
mummy can
dead
look.
guy.
Yeah.
The photo is of a dead
No,
mummified
no,
guy.
no.
He
not
He's
is-
in
dead.
deep meditative
He's not
trance.
meditating.
He is
Seriously,
meditating.
people.
But talking about dead people, this guy stole his dead girlfriend from the morgue and took
Yes.
selfies with her in the car.
Yeah.
Did
you
not.
see that?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
took
yeah.
selfies with her. He's like, I'm just
Yeah.
chilling with my girlfriend, and she's just a body.
Yeah.
Can I just say
She only
that
looks glazed because,
in Illinois,
Yeah.
it is against the law to have sex with a corpse, so I hope he was only taking photos.
I hope it's against the law in more places than that as well.
Yeah, that would be.
Actually,
know.
it's not. Strangely, necrophilia is not illegal in a lot of places.
Why do you know that?
Well, research. Frankie will explain some of the research we've been doing a little bit later. Let's have a horoscope before the break, and before we get our special guest, Sean Bedlam, in.
Okay, so Aries. This week you will drop a bottle of milk at the supermarket. It will spill onto a lactose intolerant person who punches you in the mouth. You will literally cry over spilt milk.
We'll be back with our special guest, Sean Bedlam, after this. Stand by.
Cans of Dark Star Cola. Don't worry, there's no sugar. We are so confident in our product that we got one of our dedicated listeners of his own free will to describe the amazing taste of Dark Star Cola. And this is what he said of his own free will.
Dark Star Cola is the greatest. I listen to it every night. I mean, drink it. I'm doing this of my own free will. Wait, no, I'm not.
Read what it says and your family will be fine.
I would buy this product for a relative or family member. Buy it today.
Buy a can today and open the fun.
This product may contain alcohol. It is unfit for children, animals, and radio listeners. This product has proved successful as a pool cleaner, paint stripper, and in pest control experiments.
Dark Star Cola. Da-da-da-da. Open the fun.
Welcome back to the Elegant Universe. It's time for some more horoscopes. So Taurus, this week you will hide from your boyfriend Hansel and leave him a trail of breadcrumbs to find you. He never turns up. Gemini, this week you will forget to feed the pigeons. They must have found their breadcrumbs somewhere else.
Aww. And welcome back to 3WBC 94.1, and we do have our guest Sean Bedlam with us today. Welcome.
Hi guys.
Hi, welcome. So Sean, I believe you are many a thing. You're an activist, a sculptor, and a comedian.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm too many things.
You can never be too many, can you?
Yeah, should we focus on one?
Let's
Should we
focus
pick
on
one?
the comedian.
Good.
Shall we?
Today that's what I am.
Yeah, because sculpting doesn't come well across radio. You can't really see anything.
Doesn't look any good.
No.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has zero impact.
Yeah. Comedy is, we'll go with comedy.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's pour comedy into people's ears.
Let's do that. And I believe, Sean, you're actually doing a show with someone else who we had on our radio show a few weeks ago, David Tolk, and you are the other half of Two Bearded Ladies.
Well, I like to think that he's the other half, really.
Right.
What I'm doing is I'm carrying him through this show, really.
Yeah.
Just walking him through the experience until he gets good at comedy.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. The
Hang
uneven
on, I
halves.
said that wrong. It's an incredible show. He's amazing.
Yes.
What a good comic.
Of
I'm
course.
so proud and glad and pleased that we're going to spend an entire month sewn together, basically.
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's the show, by
Is
the way.
the show every night? When's the show on,
much
do you know?
every night for a month.
Okay.
In the comedy festival.
It's
Yep.
pretty much the whole festival, 25th of March
Oh,
to
cool.
18th of April.
And where's this so people can check it out?
a place called the Red Violin in
Okay.
Killip Street in the city, just
Cool.
near Elizabeth Street.
Cool.
Or
Yeah,
even
my
in-
question
Even in Burke Street, possibly.
possibly.
This is Burke Street. I'm looking at a card. It's saying 1, 2...
Burke Street?
You know what is absolute? I'm going to... Hey, live on radio, we've just discovered that I'm about to stab someone.
Oh, is that the wrong address on
That
your
is
card?
the wrong address, and it's on the card.
Oh, no.
We paid for 1,000 of them.
Oh,
And that's... the stabbing that's going to happen.
I'm glad you brought that
I was
up.
going to spend the weekend relaxing.
Now the question is,
Instead, murder.
what address will the murder be at? Where do we go for the murder?
Well, I'd have to...
well, the Red Violin, if people want to know, it'll be on our Elegant Universe radio show site anyway.
Wow.
So, but yeah, that's a good discovery.
Yeah.
It's in McKillop Street.
Okay.
In the city, which is just near Elizabeth. I'm
You're
oh,
thrown.
oh my God.
I hope that didn't cost a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
So we are now accepting donations for him to print out a new set of cards with the correct address on
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that'll work.
Fantastic. A Kickstarter.
Yeah.
There's going to be kicking anyway. Anyway.
My question about the show is that it's called Two Bearded Ladies.
Yeah.
Now, it's two of you.
Two guys. Yep.
Bearded, I can see that, obviously.
Yep.
Very, very bearded in here.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies.
Well, a friend of ours suggested the name as simply something memorable.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what the name means is people will look at the name and see the faces and go, hang on, they're guys, they're not ladies.
Oh.
And what's
That'll
happened-
draw them in.
Wow.
That's it. Now they've remembered the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now we're famous.
Something
Yeah,
memorable
there you
and
go.
definitely not an insult.
What?
No.
No.
Definitely not an
And-
insult.
and-
Doesn't
Exactly.
have to be
So not
funny.
coming out of the closet or anything, just a good fun show.
Nothing. There is nothing interesting about that title.
Okay.
I think it's great. I even like the top of the card that says Bedlam and Tolk. Even that's inviting and intriguing
Isn't
to
it?
me.
Yeah.
I like it because my name's first, obviously, which puts us closer to the front of the Melbourne International Comedy Festival guide.
Right.
true.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, have you been
Alphabetical.
thinking?
That was a short argument.
Yeah.
Name should go first. Mine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But of course, that's because you're the better half, as you were saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, obviously, I mean, I'm carrying him all the way.
Yeah.
He's going to learn a lot.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be
Yeah.
amazing. The small factor that he's been doing comedy twice as long as I have, I'm completely ignoring that.
So when did you and Tolkie come into each other's lives? Like when did the Two Bearded Ladies take flight? When did this all begin?
Well, it was a magical evening upstairs at the Exford Hotel, and we, unlike nearly every other comedian in Melbourne, I found him actually funny as a human being.
Wow.
Yes. he
And
is.
if there are any comedians laughing, too bad, guys. Anyway, we make each other laugh, and we just decided let's put a show on together for this year. But that's the whole reason for doing a show together. Simply that we
Just to work together.
Yeah. Just to work together. And of course, as soon as we started working on the show, the laughter stopped immediately, and we plucked all the fun out of the process.
No.
You grab something you love and you turn it into a form of waterboarding.
Yeah.
Soul,
Yeah.
You know? And that's how it's
That's how
done.
it is.
That's going pro.
So how long have you been in comedy?
4.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. I worked it out a little while ago. It'll be 5 years in June or July. I thought it was 10 or 15, but
It's that long.
that's just the level of suffering involved in, you get on stage, you bomb, you do that a few hundred times, and eventually your soul dies. But that's cool.
So in saying that, what has been your worst gig?
My worst gig?
Yeah.
Wow, there were so many to choose from. The
Your
one
best
on Manus
worst
Island,
gig.
I guess. They were really very stressed out audience. Oh God, I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin. And I know it's happening. Actually, my brain is blocking out the
Right.
memory.
Yeah, it's
what's
repressed.
going on. It's,
Wow.
it's
Shell shock.
It's like when a woman gives birth, she forgets the pain.
Yeah.
It's like that, except nothing happened that was any good.
You didn't get a child out of it.
No.
No.
So
that's
if you,
it.
that's quite young to like the amount of years, only for 4.5, 5 years. So what made you take that step?
Desperation, sadness, bitterness,
What do you mean?
misery, self-loathing, hatred of human beings. Probably mental illness. Did I mention mental illness? Probably that. And an urge to bring joy into the world.
Okay.
Really,
Yes.
just
You-
Yeah, that's
You sound like a joyous person.
I am.
Yes.
I'm full of joy.
If your beard eventually turns white, you could even be Santa Claus if you're full of joy and beardy.
and that would be
And
yet another
not a
horrifying
lady.
march towards step on the march towards death for me. Just fantastic. As I build
Soulless.
my personal failure mountain, going white would be absolutely perfect. We can put that on top of the weight problem, and I can gaze into the mirror, and at least I'll get jokes out of it. So
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
That'll be
exactly.
All right, we're going to have a break. And when we come back, if you've got anything for our guest, any comments, questions, queries, suggestions, go to the Elegant Universe Radio Show page on Facebook and tell us what you think. We'll be back after this.
I'm Captain Kirk.
Welcome back to the Elegant Universe. It's time for some more horoscopes. Okay, so Cancer. This week you will decide to build a pillow fort. It'll collapse on top of you, causing you to suffocate and nearly die. Leo. This week you'll buy a $2 cheeseburger, get food poisoning, and spend $162 in doctor bills.
Oh, no.
I saw something about they still had a cheeseburger and small fries kept in this one sort of particular place.
I have
That's
that.
10 years old or something.
In Iceland.
And they haven't disintegrated or even changed one bit.
It's on display in a museum in Iceland because they don't have any McDonald's restaurants anymore.
Yeah,
the last one closed in 2009.
I love that sort of propaganda, though. It doesn't mean it's inedible. Well, it would be now, but it doesn't mean the food was bad to begin with. You know that, right?
It just means there's heaps of preservatives
It just means
in
the
it.
preservatives worked.
Yeah, but yeah.
So if the preservatives they're putting into that, why can't we use those preservatives for our skin and stuff? So that instead of all of this like
Our
pig
skin
fat,
doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
to preserve ourselves.
Not quite a scientific leap, I don't think.
No,
but yeah, this cheeseburger, I did research on this cheeseburger because I like cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
So in the last day that any McDonald's was open in Iceland was October 31st, 2009.
What?
That's
So a man.
pretty amazing.
Why?
Yeah. Economic crash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So a man bought a cheeseburger and fries
And
on
just-
that last day and kept it in his garage.
Yeah.
In the packaging, but just on a shelf in his garage.
Yeah.
And so last year, it was actually taken to, it's on display at the Bus Hostel Reykjavik, or whatever it is.
Reykjavik.
Yeah, that one. It also has a live video stream, so we can watch it not change.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, cool. Watch
Yeah.
its molecules break down.
If you're looking for something else to do on your Friday afternoon. But at the moment, we are here at 94.1 FM with our special guest, Sean Bedlam.
Hi.
Have you recovered from realising that all of your 1,000 cards have the wrong address on them?
I will never recover. It's not going to happen.
It's okay, the sadness of it can fuel your comedy.
It
Yes.
has to. I've got no choice.
Yes. So you can't think of the worst gig you've ever had. What about the best gig you've ever had?
Best gig? Oh, gee. I don't... no, that's too much like blowing my own trumpet.
Oh, go on. Do it.
Best gig.
Do it.
Best... I don't know. I mean, that's almost...
Best experience.
Last
What's
night
been...
was pretty great.
Where was that at?
Exford Hotel in the city.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. Enjoyed myself. Spent a lot of time talking about the cereal cafe that's going to be opening.
Oh,
Cereal
yes.
cafe.
I've heard about this.
What?
Tell us more.
Yes.
Well, I heard there was going to be a cereal cafe, and I had probably a psychotic breakdown in response to it. I'm into some kind of hipstery sort of things, but this is 5
Well,
steps
you have
too
the
far as
beard,
far as I'm-
so the hipstery
Right.
things are
Yeah.
there.
part of my life. Yeah.
Yes, but the buttons aren't done all the way up, so
No, well, this is
slightly anti-hipster.
Well, it's complicated.
Yeah. So what's your view on hipster cereal restaurants?
Yeah.
Well, I assume it's a hipster.
I'm pretty sure it's a hipster thing.
Thing.
If I know about it, I'm pretty sure it's a
Or-
hipster thing.
Either that or 11-year-olds are going into business.
Possibly.
Lemonade stalls aren't enough anymore.
Yeah,
Nah.
well,
But what's the difference between going into a cafe that offers other breakfasts, like big breakfasts for your bacon and eggs and everything, and also offers porridge or...
Porridge isn't a cereal. Porridge is porridge.
But it's breakfast.
This is
and
cereal.
offering cereals like granola and all of that sort of stuff. What's the difference between that and having just a cereal cafe?
I have no idea.
the idea just offends me
Yeah.
on a DNA level.
I believe
As
it's
an
a yeah.
Australian, as an Australian,
On a spiritual level, you're
Yes.
scarred.
I was scarred. I'll always remember where I was when I heard about the cereal cafe.
Have you got over the fact that we actually pay for bottled water?
I will never ever get over that. That is the stupidest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Well, the
I agree.
second stupidest was when someone told us in the 90s that you've got to drink 8 glasses of water a day.
A day, yep.
Turns out that's a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
Well,
How much
hurt.
are you supposed to drink?
It depends how.
You're supposed to drink when you're a bit parched. And then
But by the time you parch, you're already dehydrated. So
when it's time, when you feel it, when you got to listen to your body. That's
you do.
We've all got to tune in a bit more.
you know. And I think if you were listening to your body, you wouldn't open a cereal cafe.
Yeah, true.
You'd open a cafe. Yeah. Or then again, because it's Melbourne, you wouldn't open a cafe because every shop and store and
Corner and laneway and
Is a
alleyway.
cafe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you live in the outer suburbs like me, where the best you get is like a coffee club. And
do you know
That's still a cafe.
no, it's a chain. It's a chain, and it's like
coming to the defense.
yes, it's a chain. It's inside a Westfield with no barrier from the swarming masses outside Kmart. So you know,
Okay.
so the little people can see you.
I know.
Drinking coffee.
I
Shame,
I can't
shame.
drink my long black and pretend to be a really, really deep person in
Yeah.
peace.
I love that.
Holding up your penguin
Yeah.
classic.
I-
People can see the cover.
I have a whole shelf of Penguin classics. Yes.
Everyone's there writing a script for a movie, you know, that they don't want anyone else to see.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
and their berets and finger sandwiches.
But
and
that's the thing.
Finger
far out.
sandwiches.
Yeah,
Sandwich.
mate, what a slap.
Isn't that
But
high
that's all
tea?
the inner suburbs. In the outer suburbs, you just get screaming toddlers and Target trolleys full of bargains. And
Just the other day,
That's beautiful.
says the man with 10,000 kids.
Yeah, true.
Footy team.
you know, in New York, they're celebrating. They're very excited about something called the Flat White.
Oh.
Oh,
Which
because
is amazing because I'm pretty sure I remember drinking flat whites in Frankston in the 80s.
yeah, yeah.
But apparently the flat white is an Australian invention that's just arrived in New York. And
Only
they're
just
they're out of their
arrived.
minds with joy.
Mind you, America hasn't got the best reputation as far as coffee goes.
No, they don't.
Don't
You're
they?
right. No.
No.
Don't they have
Horrible.
like
No.
Starbucks
They
everywhere?
do. Starbucks is like the
Starbucks-
best you're going to get.
And Starbucks is
No.
not great.
Isn't it?
No.
No.
Mind you, I did
No.
love it when I was there, but it was literally the only place that...
Really?
The only
Yeah.
thing I like Starbucks for is like their crazy iced drinks that they have over Christmas because they'll have like gingerbread and candy canes.
Do they?
But if you just want a cappuccino, don't go to Starbucks.
Really?
Nah.
You're not a
Shows
coffee
how
drinker,
much
are you?
I know.
You
I
should-
drink coffee. I just don't care as long as it buzzes me.
Nah,
Wow. You
dude.
go to Starbucks, get yourself a nice coffee that just lines your whole inside of your mouth with about an inch thick of whatever is in the Starbucks
Yeah.
bucket you have ordered. But at least you can wear that as a hat on the way home.
Well, see, the best coffee I've ever had is a coffee kick frappe from a chain, food chain that we have.
Coffee kick frappe.
That's what
Because
it's
we
called.
haven't
It's
already been naming and
fantastic.
shaming all these other food
From-
chains.
From a clown owns the franchise.
A clown.
Krusty?
Yeah,
Right.
sort of. And he wears yellow and red a lot.
Oh,
no.
And
right.
yeah, he
Well,
has a
if-
lot of different things.
If that's your
Wow.
best coffee,
That's the bet. Like
If-
seriously,
if-
I was addicted
No
for
wonder.
months.
we're not taking your opinion on coffee anymore.
Wow.
It's so good though. Like
I was about to judge you really harshly then. I was going to bang the gavel, judged.
Yeah.
And I just flashed on a time when I was addicted to chicken schnitzel rolls for lunch.
yum. I'm so
I only
hungry.
put on about 5 stone over that period. You know, do you want some mayonnaise on that? Yeah, heaps.
Yeah, of course.
Half a tub of mayo on half a chicken
What do you think
schnitzel.
I am, an Ethiopian? Put that on there.
Please, I'm Australian here.
Yeah.
And I'm here to...
I went into a sandwich shop once, right? And I went without lettuce, right? And they went, "What do you mean?"
What do you mean
And I
without
went, "I'm
lettuce?
pretty sure I meant without the green stuff." And they go, "Nobody's ever said that to us."
Ooh.
That's
See,
because-
I have the opposite problem with Subway because
Yeah.
they promote themselves
Yeah.
as really healthy. Again,
Yeah.
I'm naming and shaming. Oh my gosh. Okay. They promote themselves as really
As
healthy.
train station.
And
Yeah, train
yeah,
station.
of course.
Yeah.
And even more so, they have baby spinach now, as well as
Yes.
lettuce.
Oh.
And I'm a baby spinach fan,
Yeah.
okay? And so when I get my sub, and
Yeah.
I say just everything,
Yeah.
and they put on like a tiny sprinkling of lettuce, and they skip the baby spinach. I'm like, baby spinach, please, and they like put on like one leaf, and I'm like, how am I supposed to be healthy? And then I bought a Whopper last night instead.
Is this a conspiracy? Are they trying to steer you away
Yeah.
from the
Maybe.
baby spinach?
Yeah, they
Maybe.
tell you it's healthy to get you there, and then they don't give you the healthy stuff.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's a little box lined with mirrors. There's only 2 or 3 of these. It looks like there's a lot more. They don't want
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
creating the impression.
We'll get
You can
Frankie
go-
to look into it.
Definitely.
Anyway, we've got to go to another break. But before we do, let's have a horoscope.
Okay, so Virgo. This week you will get conjunctivitis and experience life as a blind person. You have to wear an eye patch on each eye, which is definitely not cool. Welcome back to the Elegant Universe. Okay, so Libra. This week you will not recycle your lotto ticket. You win nothing.
Oh no.
Scorpio. This week you will buy a new lip gloss. Every time you go out in the wind, your hair will get stuck to your lips. Life is so hard sometimes.
Good. Goddamn backstabbing scorpions. Hate them.
That's a bit harsh, Frankie.
Yeah,
What's going on in the world?
I know. I'm going to get kicked off the radio again, but that's okay. What's going on in my world?
Yeah, what's
well,
going
it's
on?
another conspiracy theory,
All right.
and this is a listener request, this one.
Okay.
One of our listeners got onto the Facebook page,
Yep.
sent me a message, and wanted me to do research
Yeah.
into the conspiracy that pedophilia will be legal in this country by 2050.
Wow.
Crazy, right? Crazy,
Yeah, you
insane.
think so?
Like people are going to want grown men to have sex with their children, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now the conspiracy goes like this. They asked me to look into similarities between what that movement is doing
Yeah.
and what the gay movement did 50 years ago to
Yes.
gain recognition,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And I've actually found that the pedophile movement are using exactly the same
Tactic.
exactly
Yeah.
the same tactic to try and get recognition. Now, not only are those sort of groups doing it, but our own federal government. That's right.
Yeah.
Your government is involved. If you go to our website, www.aic.gov.au, which is the Australian Institute of Criminology, you'll find a page and a research essay called Misconceptions About Child Sex Offenders, and it actually starts off by saying this, right? Not all sex offenders who rape children are pedophiles. Well, if they're not, what the hell are they? Yeah?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think so,
really?
yeah.
That's pretty much the definition of a pedophile.
So that's misconception number one, right? Misconception number two. Child sex offenders target strangers. Well, I've never heard of that one. Most child sex offenders offend against someone that they know, i.e. a family member, someone they're teaching, scoutmasters going after their kids, that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
Since when has them being strangers ever been a misconception?
That is.
So that to me is a lie. Number three, all child sex offenders were victims themselves of sexual abuse. Well, I've never heard that all of them
There's no way
are.
of
I've heard
proving that all of them are.
Exactly, right? Again, and I can't believe that this is on a government website, but it is. Misconception 4. Child sex offenders have high rates of recidivism. That's not a misconception. That's a goddamn fact.
What is recidivism?
Repeat offending. Right? Okay, that they go to jail for
whatever the crime is.
What they did, the crime they committed against an innocent child.
Yep.
Get out, reoffend. Right? That happens a lot, which is why there's constant community concern about releasing sex offenders back into the community.
Okay.
Misconception number 5, by the time an offender is detected, he has victimised hundreds of children. That's usually the case.
Yeah.
That is usually the case. And when you look at the case of Father Jerry Ridsdale,
Yeah.
he holds the world record for the most amount of convictions of rape.
I hope that's not in the Guinness Book of Records.
It
It's
is.
a bit dark.
Yeah, 277.
What?
Wow.
277. Now, I went to the school where he was a chaplain. Okay?
What?
Yeah, we all saw it. We all saw it, and it took years for the guy to get convicted. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our government is currently engaging in the conspiracy of trying to lessen people's prejudices against known pedophiles. There you have it in a nutshell. If you've got any other conspiracies you want me to do research into, go to the Elegant Universe Radio Show Facebook page, put them up there. Next week is going to be a Where Are They Now moment. A few months ago, I did a conspiracy about, I think it was the Knowles family, travelling in their Ford Telstar, across the Nullarbor Plain, got picked up by aliens and who transported them a little bit further down the road.
Wow.
Nice aliens.
Yep.
I've found out where those people are living.
Ooh.
I've found out what they're doing, and I'll be reporting back next week on just how loony they have become.
Crazy. So what do you think? Go to our Facebook, The Elegant Universe Radio Show, and tell us what you think about all this craziness.
Just while I'm here and we've got our wonderful guest in,
Yeah, yeah.
Sean, can I ask you, do you have any favourite conspiracies, anything
Yeah.
like that?
Favourite conspiracy?
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Like
oh.
Bigfoot,
sorry to
Loch
put you on
Ness,
the spot, but
whatever might come to mind.
I used to be right into the conspiracy theories, but where would I start? JFK, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Story behind that.
JFK's,
Possible story behind that.
Yeah,
Who
cool.
knows, really?
Yep.
Now, JFK's done a 180 though. People are now trying to prove that Lee Harvey did do it. That seems to be a big thing
Well,
nowadays.
they reckon they came out with files and stuff like that, that the guys, the people protecting him, this is just recent too, this is within the last probably 5 months, the people protecting him were actually all hung over, and the guy they gave the gun to was the rookie of the group, and he panicked and shot him.
I've heard that story too.
Yeah.
I've heard that story too, because all of those agents were at
Yeah.
Jack Ruby's nightclub. But of course,
hammered.
I mean, we all know my conspiracy was that
yeah.
it was actually J. Edgar Hoover
Yeah.
that shot JFK whilst wearing a name tag that said, "Hi, my name is Jack Ruby." Right? That's I'm sticking to that. I am sticking
Why
to
not?
that. Yeah,
Why not? So
but listen in next week for more craziness from Frank.
For sure. Okay, we're going to break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to 94.1 FM. This is The Elegant Universe. Haley, let's have another horoscope.
Okay, so Sagittarius. This week you'll start a dream journal. Your mother sees it and sends you to a psych ward.
That's funny as.
Okay, so I've got some new laws that I want to share with everyone. So
Okay.
these are new laws that have been created,
Yep.
but we're going to basically just be in the USA for this today.
Yep.
Okay, so in the USA, in North Carolina,
Yeah.
in the California prison workers will
Yeah.
no longer be allowed to have sex with inmates.
No longer.
No longer,
Okay.
Oh, like you could just do that.
apparently.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
hang on.
The
pris-
workers.
prison workers
Yes.
can't no longer.
No.
When were they?
Well,
Doing that.
I don't know, but it's officially they're not allowed to.
I've never heard of that before.
I know.
I've heard of every other thing in prison except that.
Yeah, well, I'm here to tell you that now it's a law. So if you want to
Ah.
be a prison worker,
Yeah, you
Right.
can't
don't
be
do
doing
it for
naughty
that
things.
reason.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, I see that twinkle in your eye.
A whole lot of horrible things have just occurred to me that I can't say on radio. So that's good.
Okay, so in New York, a
Yep.
person may not walk around on a Sunday
Yeah.
with an ice cream cone in their pocket.
I've heard
Oh,
of
because
that.
we all do that.
Okay, yes. So cut that out.
It's very offensive.
Very offensive.
Mm.
Oh,
Sean's
oh
just
my
like,
God.
His whole life is changing.
That's dropped a bomb on me.
Sex offenders in Illinois are prohibited from participating in holiday events like handing out candy at Halloween, which
Yeah.
kind of makes sense,
Okay.
and Easter,
Yep.
or dressing like Santa at Christmas, except
Yeah.
under special circumstances.
And,
Ah.
and would the special circumstances be that it's a holiday?
Maybe. I don't know.
You could try.
Don't go to Iowa if you want to steal more than $1,000 worth of grease, because you're not
What?
allowed to anymore.
I've lost contact with reality. What's happening?
You're not allowed. What? Only now you're not allowed to do
Yeah,
it.
it's a felony
But
now.
does that mean you are allowed to steal $999 worth of grease?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you stay under that, you might get away with it.
This is
If-
so confusing.
Do you cover yourself in the grease so they can't catch you?
That's from is
Family
it
Guy does
Family
it.
Guy. I like that.
Greased up deaf
What
guy.
does he say?
I don't know.
You're never
I
gonna
can't do
catch me.
it.
You're never gonna catch
Yeah.
me.
Wow.
Okay, now in New York,
Yeah.
stop this. Citizens may not greet each other by putting one's thumb to the nose and wiggling their fingers.
I love that. It's still the best insult I have.
No, but she's saying for a greeting.
Well,
For a greeting,
Who's-
yeah. You
Who
can't.
does that as a greeting?
You're
I don't
already
know.
not allowed to do that. You get punched in the face, don't you? Or something.
You'd
Like-
think
Hello?
so. Somebody just blast your nose off your head if you did that.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Go on.
In Texas, it's illegal to sell one's eye. So don't be
Is
pulling
this-
your
Are
eye
we
out.
getting metaphorical or is this a euphemism?
No.
Is it-
Eye for an eye?
Eye for an eye. Yep. Can't sell it.
Right.
The entire, in Texas,
Yeah.
the entire Encyclopedia Britannica
Yeah.
is illegal in
Yeah.
Texas.
What?
Because it contains a formula to make beer.
Oh, wow.
And you're not allowed to do that. And while we're still in Texas,
What?
Can't we leave Texas? It's terrible.
it is illegal
Yeah.
to take more than 3 sips of beer at once while you're standing.
Standing.
What? So
Does anyone know what's
stupid.
going on? That,
Nah.
wow.
But technically, if you scull it, it's only one big sip.
Well,
Yeah?
yeah, but
Wow.
don't take 3 sips, okay?
Yeah, well,
Don't.
You got to do it in one.
yeah.
do it in
so,
one.
yeah.
But if you go,
That's just some alco trying to come up with a rule that everyone has to follow.
Sounds like a drinking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But made a law.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And just while we're still in Texas, don't go around milking anybody else's cow, any of you.
Oh.
That's
'cause
illegal.
we do that.
Now that sounds like a
illegal.
metaphor. So
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Okay, Hayley.
I thought we were going to the gig guide.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yep.
We're doing
Stay
the
on
gig
top of
guide.
it, Peter.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I'm losing it. We're getting to the end of the show.
We are.
So, Sean,
Yes.
gigs. Tell
what's
us.
going on?
And
What's
give
go-
us the correct addresses.
Yes,
The
that'd
correct
be good.
address, it's
Oh.
somewhere in McKillop Street.
Yep. What's the name of the venue?
The Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Yep.
The venue is the Red Violin.
Yep.
That's the
Okay.
Red Violin.
Yep.
So that's
cool.
very easy to remember. The main thing, though, is if you look up Sean Bedlam,
Yep.
David Tolk,
Yep.
or you just look up two bearded ladies
Yep.
on the Comedy Festival website or the guide, which you'll get in the paper
Yep.
at some point, we're in there.
Cool.
Or we're online, or we'll probably be in your house.
Yeah.
We're going to fly everyone in Melbourne, though, with the correct address on.
Are you
Yes.
sure those
Yes.
flyers have the correct address?
I'm not 100% sure we're going to get it right.
I hope-
we're
I
going
hope
to
you
order
do.
the wrong address again.
Probably.
And the same name can be used on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube. I've got a YouTube
Twitter?
channel. Twitter. I'm on
And-
Twitter all the time.
And
Facebook?
On Facebook.
Is that Facebook too?
I'm on Facebook.
Cool,
All over
cool.
the place there.
But if you do Google two bearded ladies,
Yep.
don't click on images.
Yeah.
Don't click on why? What happens?
Yeah.
Don't you just get
And
images
two
of-
girls, one cup is not the same thing.
No.
Just for
That's
people.
a
Definitely
very
don't
different
search
thing.
that.
Yeah,
And
very,
I'm really
very
glad
different.
you brought that up. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe we'll move on.
Great.
Today I launched a new segment
Yes.
of this day in history. What happened on this day?
Yep.
Today is February the 6th.
Yep.
I had to look that up, but it is.
Okay.
And on this day in 1989, the town of Rosewood near Ipswich in Queensland had a shower of fish.
A share of fish.
Yes. So just on one paddock,
Mm-hmm.
there was about 5 seconds of rain containing bream fish.
Okay.
Yeah. That had been obviously taken up from the sea in some distant area and just
Drop.
decided to fall
Now,
from
I've
the
heard
sky.
something about this just recently. I've read something like this about how that sort of thing happening around the world, because you hear of these sort of
Yeah,
random
yeah.
things, is actually an after effect of something like a hurricane or a cyclone where it's been swept up into the
yeah,
universe
yeah.
of the world, and then it just kind of then eventually falls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because basic
So-
primary school knowledge is about how water it
Yeah.
evaporates in the sky, and
Yeah.
if it's a really strong storm, it can take up whatever is in shallow water.
Sucked in, guys. It's magic.
Yes.
So technically, we could have a Sharknado then.
Oh,
Technically.
It would have to be a very strong storm, I think,
And a
to
very
suck up
small
something as
shark.
large as a shark.
Okay, tell us what you think. Go to the Elegant Universe radio show page, and leave your comments there. Hayley.
I have one last horoscope. So Capricorn, this week you'll still be stuck under a cliff after you fell while searching for your friend last week.
bless you.
You didn't even like him that much.
We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to the final bit of the Elegant Universe. You have once again made it all the way through another edition of the most intriguing, outlandish and bizarre radio show on this station.
Only this station.
Only this station.
Yeah, sure.
We have plans, people. We have plans.
Yep.
So it's good night from Susie.
Cheerio.
It's good night from Hayley.
Have a nice weekend.
Good night from Peter.
Bye, everyone.
Frankie, any gigs coming up?
I do. Look, I've got two I want to mention really quickly. Tomorrow night, comedy night at the Geelong Grovedale Football Cricket Club. Ring the club for tickets. They're $10. And next Saturday, being Valentine's Day, I'm doing a charity gig at the Mr. Boogeyman Bar in Punt Road. So contact them directly for tickets, raising money for the Red Cross.
Cool.
Sean, any gigs coming up?
Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Did I say that properly? Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Yep.
Two bearded ladies. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Hey, guess what? It's going to be awesome. So come
Wow.
see it.
It's at the Red Violin,
Red
Burke
Violin.
Street, which will be
Not
good.
Burke Street. The wrong
McKillop
address on the
Street.
card.
The card's wrong.
How confusing.
Okay. Well, on behalf of myself and the crew, once again, dear listener, we'd ask you to do two very important things for us. Be good, be kind to small animals, drive safe, and dream great dreams. How many was that, Hayley?
4.
Catch.
Wow.
That wraps up another life-changing edition of The Elegant Universe.
Thanks for being part of the action. We love you.
Wherever you go in this great, big, wide, wonderful world of ours, don't forget to tune in next time.
Cat.